What's up, you fishing fools? So I'm gonna go over my kind of UV process here. So I start off, I got a miniature crock pot. I put my UV clear coat in the jar and I warm it up till it's about the consistency of water. I dip my lure down in there, and I've actually got a turner that I built out of some old junk wood and a rotisserie motor or microwave motor that I got off of eBay for just a few bucks. And then I've got these springs. I think I got these on Amazon, and if you look, that's how I hook my baits. I just took them to the hook eyes, hook them in, and I let them spin. So what this does is, as this lure spins, one thing, it evens the coat out. A lot of people hang theirs up and just let them drip, but I find that when you do that, a lot of times at the top of the lure, you get a thinner coat because it's all dripping and running to the bottom because of gravity. So if you're doing that and you put in a big light box with a hot heat source like I do, with that thinner coat on there, it tends to cook them, cook the clear coat. Not to mention, it's not thick when you're hitting rocks and stuff like that, and it can mess the lure up. They don't seem to be as durable. So I let this spin for a few minutes. I check as it's spinning. I'm checking for bubbles, and I'll take just a little cheap paintbrush sometimes and pop the little bubbles in there to get the bubbles out. And then when these baits are smooth and the bubbles are gone and I'm happy with it, then I have a little 365 nanometer flashlight that I hit these baits with. Now, this little flashlight's not going to cure these baits, but what it does is it gets that clear coat stiff enough that it's not going to drip. That's all I want it to do. I just want it to set it a little bit. So then once I set it, then I bring the baits over here to my big cure box. I've showed pictures of this cure box before. It's a box that I made. I basically have from Solar Cure, I have I think it's a Solar Horse ballast there. I rigged an automatic switch up on it that's timed. I have four 4-foot UV bulbs on each side. The baits are about 4 to 5 inches from each one of the lures, and then I just run a piece of all thread that I had through the middle, and that's what I hang my lures on. So I don't take the springs off of them, I just bring them straight on here and hang them with the springs on this box. But one addition that I had to do that I didn't realize when I started using this box, and I didn't think it was going to get that hot, is I added these little exhaust fans. And because of the way I made my box, I had to put those exhaust fans on each end. And it does pretty good at sucking the hot air and cooling these baits off. And then I just hit my timer for typically 30 minutes. 30 minutes will get it. I'll check them. If they're not good, then I'll go another 15 minutes. So 45 minutes, I'll go a lot of times just to double check and make sure they're cured. But anyway, that's the kind of system I use. It's a little bit different from everybody else's, but by doing this and going these extra steps, it's a little bit slower. But I feel like I get more consistent results. And there you can see I still got the springs on them. I just hang them and cure them. And then once they're cured, I just pop the springs out of them and clean up the eyes with an X-Acto knife. Walsh Hog Custom Baits, baby. Get you some.